Are you planning a move to North Carolina? Maybe you're coming from Florida, New York, or California. Well, I've got some news for you because the home buying process here in North Carolina is radically different thanks to the North Carolina due diligence fee. What is that? We're going to talk about that in this video. In many states, you can back out of a home purchase, maybe because the inspection is bad, or maybe your loan didn't go through, but not here in North Carolina. North Carolina is a buyer beware state. And if you don't understand what that means, it could be a shock to your system. I'm RJ Hoggard with the Hoggard Group and KW Legacy. And in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what due diligence is, why it exists, and precisely how I protect my clients through this unique process. So let's dive in. When you purchase a home in North Carolina, you're not just negotiating offer price, but you're also negotiating two separate fees right up front. Okay, the first fee is the earnest money fee, and that fee is really important, and you're probably familiar with this one. A lot of people are, and it covers the time from when the inspection period or the due diligence period is up until closing, so that as a buyer, if you walk away during that time, you lose that fee. Now, the due diligence fee is a negotiated amount that, again, is negotiated up front, and it's written directly to the seller. Now, here's the kicker. It is non-refundable. Let me repeat that because it's a little shocking for a lot of people. It is non-refundable, so that if you walk away from your offer to purchase, the contract, between when the contract is signed and the due diligence period, you forfeit that fee. So let's dive in a little deeper on the due diligence period. The due diligence period is usually 14 to 21 days. Now, in many cases, when there's a lot of competition on a particular house, the shorter, the better. Sellers like to see that. And during that time, you're going to conduct inspections. That could be a home inspection, wood destroying insect inspection, a radon inspection. Radon gas is a big thing here in the state of North Carolina. And there may be other inspections that we have to do, especially if you're looking in a rural area, like a septic inspection or well inspection. Okay, so why is this so important? Because in other states, there are often contingencies. For example, if the inspection is bad, and let's say the roof looks like it may cave in at any moment, if you decide to walk away, you could lose your due diligence fee. However, most of the time, sellers want to work with you. They want to repair that roof and they want to make it right, because then it becomes a material fact. And if it becomes a material fact, if they put the house on the market again, then they have to communicate that to every other buyer that may look at the house. In addition to that, historically, if you look at putting a house back on the market, you are not going to be able to sell that house for the same amount that is currently under contract. So I know this can seem terrifying, and if you're moving from another state that allows for contingencies and more protection, this can seem like gambling, but in some ways you are. But if you have the right guide that helps you along the way, we can help remove that feeling. Okay, so this is where I come in. My job isn't just to find a house for you. My job is to protect your investment, including the due diligence fee, so that you can be as competitive as possible, especially in a multiple offer situation. But we also want to look as much of the house as we can in order to make sure we're making a wise decision on what type of due diligence fee we plan to invest in. First, before we ever make an offer, we do our homework. We are uncovering anything and everything we can about the history of the house, the location, and so forth, so that we can help you make the wisest decision and advise you as to what makes sense in terms of the due diligence fee. Second, what we do is we negotiate the smallest amount of due diligence possible so that you can really stay competitive. In a multiple offer situation, I have to tell you, the due diligence fee is probably going to be higher, or will need to be higher in order for your offer to win. The due diligence fee is essentially telling the homeowner, hey, pick me. I want to purchase your house, so keep that in mind. Third, what we do is we manage the timeline like we're managing our own money. We have a host of various contractors and vendors that we tap into in order to conduct the inspections on the house, so that you've got all the information and data to make the wisest and most educated decision. So the North Carolina due diligence process is unique, it's fast, and it can be expensive if you make a mistake. Also, if you don't have the right strategy, you could miss out on 1, 2, 3 houses before you fully understand how the due diligence process works and the fee that you need in order to be competitive. With the right strategy, it's simply another part of the journey to owning your dream home in this amazing state. Don't attempt to navigate it alone. This process takes an agent who understands the gravity of the amount of money that you are laying on the table to say, pick my offer. So if you're thinking about moving to North Carolina and want an expert who will treat your earnest money and due diligence fee like it was their own, click the link in the description below. You can download our free North Carolina buyer's guide or book a consultation. Call me directly. Love to have a conversation with you. Let's get you moved to North Carolina in a safe and strategic way. So if this video was helpful in any way, make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on all of our socials, and we'll see you in the next video.